Hello everyone! Hola a todos! Ciao a tutti! Oi gente! This is a video about como eu aprendi 3 idiomas extranjeros e adesso sono um poliglota. Olá, eu sou o Carlos, tenho 21 anos e essa é a minha história de como eu me tornei um poliglota. O Made to Fly foi criado principalmente para o meu intercâmbio no México. Quem não viu, eu vou deixar o link na descrição. Então já se inscreve no canal porque vai começar a vir conteúdo novo. E é isso. Ativa o sininho para você receber... pra você não, né? Vamos lá. Para você receber as notificações. Então o vídeo vai ser dividido em 3 partes, obviamente, né? Porque o português eu já sei falar, então... Sou nativo brasileiro. Vou contar a história de cada idioma que eu aprendi, começando pelo inglês. Então, vamos lá. So, I started learning English when I was 12 years old. This is a very long story, but I made it short, so don't worry about it. I always wanted to learn Italian. That's something really funny. But I actually learned... But I actually learned English first. So as long as I remember, the first time I had this feeling of starting to learn English happened in a day where my father's friend was visiting us. He was leaving actually, and he stopped and he asked me,
"What are you studying?"
And I said, I'm studying Italian. And then he was just like,
"Well, you shouldn't study Italian, you should study English because that's the language of the future."
And I was like, well, I don't like English. And he was like,
"But anyway, you should study it. Stop wasting your time with Italian."
That's basically what he said. I was actually really pissed off. You know, I was a teenager, so teenagers get pissed off. So I always liked Harry Potter so much. I thought I could learn English, then I would be able to watch the movies in English and read the books in the native language. I was like really excited about it. Really excited. You can't imagine how excited I was. Potterheads over there, call me. I'm lost. Right, so I never thought about the money that English would bring me because, you know, in Brazil, only 1% of people speak fluently the English language. I never thought about it. Not even my parents thought about it, I guess. I came to my parents and I was like,
Okay, so I want a Harry Potter book in English.
For my birthday or Christmas or something like that. I think it was my birthday. My parents were like,
But why should we give you a book in English if you don't even know how to read it?"
and then I was just like,
I'm gonna learn how to do it.
okay, so we're gonna buy one for you. And they actually bought one for me. I don't have it here, it's at my parents' house. But anyway, it's a Harry Potter book. The Deathly Hallows, to be more specific. And what I was doing at first was, I had the book in Portuguese, my native language. So I put them beside each other and started comparing each phrase, you know, sentence by sentence, each word, until I could understand something. And that's how I read half of the Deathly Hallows. I know that's crazy. I always liked it, and it was super fun because I was being able to read my favorite books in English, you know, tasting the author's writing. I was having a lot of fun. Also, something that helped me so much was playing games, you know, PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360. I was always playing The Sims. The Sims helped me so much. Really. I learned so many things there. Like actions or furniture, households, everything. Schools in Brazil, if you're a Brazilian watching, you know that we don't have much support for English learning. So we have English classes. You have it all through middle school and high school, but you never really learn it. If you learned the verb to be, that's something we always say here, well, congratulations, you're a winner. Then I transformed my world into English. So I did everything I could to surround me with English. You know, I had my phone in English, I was reading books in English, I was consuming music in English always. So everything I did was in English. I was even talking to myself in English. Something else that helped me so much while learning English was having an exchange student at home. So it was super fun, and he actually had a British accent because he's from South Africa. And I was learning basically American English, like I speak right now. It's not like I speak American English, but it's closer to American than to British, if you know how to. He helped me so much, because there were words I never knew were there, and he was always talking to me in English. And you might be thinking, but he was in Brazil to learn Portuguese. Why weren't you speaking in Portuguese with him? I was, but he was super nice to me, and he was just like, well, I could speak in English with you, and you would learn English faster. And he was really impressed because I was doing something to learn English by myself. So yeah, I was living with him for 4 months, and it was like intensive English for 4 months. I loved it, I miss it, and yeah, I wait for your visit, Kosi, always. And then I had my own exchange. I went to Mexico. It was in the border with the US. Going there was really easy once I had the visa, of course. We were always going to the US. We were just hanging around. I miss it so much, oh my god. Also, I had some exchange friends, you know? Some exchange student friends. That sounds too long. Nobody knew Spanish. So we were always speaking in English, and my closer friends, I still speak in English with them because I met them in this language, and this is something that happens. When you meet someone in a language, you can't stop talking to them in that language. That's really weird. Ahora el español. No me gustaba el español, es lo que tengo que decir primero, y yo no tenía ganas de aprender. Pero luego, yo iba a hacer intercambio, ¿cierto? Como ya dije. Y los 3 países que me dieron fueron Rusia, Indonesia, México. Yo escogí a Rusia. Luego yo hice mi aplicación, la envié para Rusia y no la aceptaron o no la respondieron nunca. Yo escogí a México y sí me encantó, México te extraño. Yo no sabía nada de español, mismo viviendo en Latinoamérica. Hace mucho que no hablo español, es un poquito raro después de tanto tiempo. La gente en México es muy gentil, entonces no tienes que preocuparte si no sabes español. Ellos van a intentar ayudarte como puedan. Y en el 6º mes tuve más confianza para hablar bien el español. Todo salió bien y ahora hablo español. Ya ves, estuvo fácil, pero también difícil al mismo tiempo, porque cuando hablas portugués tienes muchas palabras que son extremadamente parecidas, pero cuando vas a hablar es totalmente diferente. Tienes que desenvolver una nueva forma de hablar, es totalmente diferente, la fonética. E adesso l'italiano. Questa è la lingua che sempre ho avuto la voglia di imparare. Io ho una zia che abita in Italia, e dalla prima volta che la mia zia era andata, io sapevo che c'era qualcosa in Italia che io dovrei conoscere. Dopo qualche tempo abitando là, lei ci ha inviato dei regali e per me c'era un libro, si chiamava Per le vie di Firenze, e ho letto queste pagine tante volte. Non potevo capire ancora, però le immagini che erano lì mi hanno dato più voglia di conoscere Italia e le vie di Firenze, ovviamente. L'anno scorso Dio mi ha dato un regalo grandissimo che è un viaggio a Italia. Sono andato in dicembre e sono tornato il 1° febbraio. Sono andato a Italia e tutto è stato bellissimo, bellissimo. Ho visto alcuni dei miei amici che ho conosciuto a Messico che abitano in Europa, e anche ho conosciuto alcune persone. Una delle persone più belle che ho conosciuto è Vale. Se stai vedendo questo video, ti voglio tantissimo bene. E la verità è che io ancora sto imparando l'italiano e per me è ancora un po' difficile, perché sempre c'è qualcuna confusione. L'importante è stare imparando e non lasciare perdere. Non puoi abbandonare questo sogno que hai solo porque é troppo difficile. E é isso por hoje. Espero muito que vocês tenham gostado. Deixem um like aqui no vídeo, compartilhem com outras pessoas para que elas entendam que sim, é possível aprender um idioma estrangeiro e é divertido, vai ser cheio de erros, eu posso ter errado aqui nesse vídeo, mesmo já sabendo algum idioma, mesmo que seja no português. Então você que está aprendendo um idioma, não desiste. Pretendo, talvez, quem sabe, fazer um vídeo de dicas. E é basicamente isso, é só continuar. E você sempre vai ter o que aprender, você nunca vai ter terminado de aprender um idioma. Digo isso inclusive pela sua língua nativa, você não sabe a sua língua nativa inteira. Grazie mille, muchas gracias, thank you very much. Muito obrigado, até mais.